Hey, Sebastian Copeland, how long do we have? Can we turn this around?
I think part of the discussion of turning things around, it always comes back to, is it too late? And I think the answer to that is it too late for nothing to have happened? It's definitely too late for that. But is it too late to engage and transform? It's of course never too late for that. Since the release of the IPCC's report on global warming at the 1.5 degrees C, it urged us all to take action and reduce greenhouse gases or face a catastrophic change. We've had the Paris Agreement, we've had science warning us of these consequences, and they have been very, very clear in the natural ecosystems. And you know, COVID has taught us one important lesson, is that we can act multilaterally, that we can actually effectuate action in an urgent fashion, and that we can actually address, as we did in times of war, the urgency of a climate issue as we're facing now. And to that, I think it's important to recognize that the oceans can be a powerful source of solutions if we let it. We basically can help nature do what it does best, and that is to regulate, as it has for the better part of the last 650 million years or so. And so there was a special report on the ocean and cryosphere in a changing climate that was very interesting in sort of promoting solutions, and it was compiled by the World Resource Institute, and essentially looked at how the ocean could literally help us reduce global emissions by 11 billion tons by 2050, which is essentially the equivalent of all of the world's coal-fired power plants presently. And this was sort of a 5-point plan. If I recall properly, it had an ocean-based renewable energy policy, which is generating offshore winds. And there's plenty to be done on the subject. If you look at Europe, we have 5,400 offshore turbines in Europe, which meets a growing portion of Europe's energy needs. Whereas in the United States, we have exactly 7 wind turbines that are offshore. In transport on the oceans as well, we can retool our ships to zero emission, zero carbon fuels with hydrogen and ammonia and some biofuels instead of diesel and bunker oil. And then we've got also the management of coastal and marine ecosystems, mangroves, salt marshes, seagrasses, all of which can store carbon. And there's of course the seaweed aquaculture as well that can be used for fuel, food, and other significant mitigating potential. There's the fish issue, the fisheries and the marine aquaculture, which is an urgent call to revise our dietary needs and habits. And finally, there's also a very exciting new development in carbon storage and seaweed and the seabed itself, which has a huge potential. Still has some technical and economic challenges, but science needs to do the talking, and technology can offer us, most of the solutions that we need, and the rest is essentially political will, and that has a lot to do with public opinion and the media, and thus the conversations that we have today.